Starting again with our name boundary file, now we're going to learn how to cut profile sheets. To do this, we must have our profile view open. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to select under View Control to open my combination of my plan and my profile. So we'll select OK, we'll select our baseline, and then we'll select our Open View. And we have our profile now ready. We'll go back to our Place Name Boundary tool. And this time we're going to create profile sheets. So I'm going to select Profile Sheets, and which gives us a default scale. But this time we're going to do a different scale again of 1 to 50. So if we go back to our spreadsheet that we learned about earlier, and we go to our Profile Only tab, we will see that we have an entry here for a 50 and 10 option. And so you'll see the numbers there that you would fill in for your dialog to do a 50 and 10 profile combination. So we will change our scale, and then it will update some of the numbers, but you will need to verify that each of these are the way that you want them. Because I'm doing a 50 and 10 scale, then my vertical exaggeration needs to be changed to 5. My elevation datum spacing should also be 5. And then the other thing I want to point out here is your available profile height. The spreadsheet will say, 199.999 or whatever, something like that. We could put in a 200 here, but what that does is that creates an elevation on the top profile grid line, and a lot of people don't like that. So that's why we put in something very close to a round number just under it, and that won't then plot that top elevation, which is desirable. Typically on all of your profiles, the top clearance is always 0.5. And so we can set our name in here. You also want to make sure, because we're creating profile only sheets, this is by station limits. So now we'll come to our profile view. We'll do a single click to activate the view. Then we need to do another left click on top of the profile. That establishes our stationing. And just like before in plan view, you saw you can't start the stationing before the actual profile stationing starts. So if I wanted to say, for example, let's start this one at 117 plus 0, 0. I don't have a profile at 117, but that's okay. So we'll do a single click to select that. We do not want to create the drawing. And then we can come in and establish how many profile sheets that we want to create to place those name boundaries. So let's say we want to create 4 of those. So we'll select that, and that will then place our name boundaries. Now we're going to go back to the name boundary dialog, and we will expand down. And just like with plan view, we want to go ahead and toggle on create drawing dialog because we're going to change the scale and also to annotate the drawing models. And so we'll select this, and then this time we're going to execute the create profile drawings. Let's go ahead and put those each into their own file. And so we'll call these, I'm just going to use the default names here for now. We want to change this to a 50 scale. And we want to make sure this is a 50 scale. Now we need to change our annotation group. So we'll navigate down and we'll pick profile grid 50 scale. And so now we have the proper settings in our create drawing dialog. You want to add those to the sheet index, you can turn that on and pick the appropriate folder. And then we'll select OK. And this will then go ahead and establish the creation of those 4 profile sheets. So again, it always opens up the very last sheet. And so we have that. We can go in and you'll see per every drawing, we have those particular drawing and sheet models. So here's the drawing model for that one. And just a little tip, if in the workspace, if you hold down your control button and press the F2 key, it will toggle on and off your grid. And then Shift F7 toggles on and off line weights. So just a couple of tips there. And we can go in and look at our working folder structure, and you'll see each of those profile drawings were created. So here's another one to take a look at. Can come over to the drawing model. I can hit Control F2. I can turn off my grid. I can move my labels around if I want to do that. Say I want to move those. We can do that. And so you'll see that once you're in your drawing model, you have full access to those annotations. So that's how we cut our profile only sheets.